Let me ask you something. How many times have you felt the answer inside you, but waited for permission from the world? Smart women don't wait for the world to clap first. They listen, they reflect, and then, very calmly, they move. Not because they are fearless, but because they understand something very simple. If you don't take responsibility for your life, someone else will decide it for you. And that is the most dangerous comfort of all. Let me begin with a simple thought. Life rarely announces its turning points with loud noises. Most of the time, the most important moments arrive quietly, like a small inner voice asking us a question we can no longer ignore. Smart women hear that voice. And more importantly, they choose to trust it. Many people believe that being smart means having all the answers. But wisdom works differently. Wisdom is knowing that uncertainty is part of growth. A smart woman doesn't wait for life to become comfortable before she moves forward. She understands that comfort can slowly become a cage. So when her heart and mind align, she takes a step even if the road ahead is not fully visible. Bold moves are often misunderstood. People think boldness is about being aggressive or rebellious. In reality, boldness is deeply calm. It is the quiet strength to say no when something drains your self-respect. It is the courage to say yes to growth, even when it scares you. Smart women don't act impulsively, they act intentionally. They observe, they reflect, and when the time comes, they move without creating noise. Fear is always present. Even the most confident woman feels it. The difference is not the absence of fear, but the relationship with it. Smart women don't fight fear or try to eliminate it. They acknowledge it and still move forward. They understand that fear often shows up when something meaningful is about to change. If fear had the power to predict failure, it would never be wrong. But fear is not a prophet, it is only a feeling. There will be moments when the world questions her choices. People may not understand why she is walking away, changing direction, or choosing herself. But a smart woman knows that not everyone needs to understand her journey. Some people only see the results. They don't see the silent battles, the late-night doubts, and the inner conversations that shaped her decisions. One of the boldest moves a woman can make is choosing self-respect over approval. Approval feels good for a moment, but self-respect builds a life. When a woman starts valuing her peace more than pleasing others, her decisions become clearer. She stops explaining herself excessively. She stops shrinking to fit into spaces that were never meant for her. Smart women also understand patience. They don't rush their process, and they don't compare their timing with others. Growth is personal. What matters is not how fast you move, but whether you are moving in the right direction. Every small, brave decision adds up. And one day, without warning, life begins to reflect the courage she showed when no one was watching. So if you are standing at a point where you feel torn between fear and faith, remember these bold moves are not about proving anything to the world. They are about honoring the truth within you. Trust yourself enough to take that step. Life has a beautiful way of meeting courage halfway. There is a quiet strength that exists in every woman, but not everyone learns how to listen to it. Life moves fast, opinions are loud, and expectations come from every direction. In all this noise, smart women learn an important skill. They pause. They observe. They listen inward before reacting outward. This pause is not weakness. It is wisdom in action. Being smart is not about controlling life, it is about understanding it. Smart women realize early that life does not become easier by waiting. Waiting only makes you more comfortable with situations that slowly drain you. That is why, when something feels misaligned for too long, they don't ignore it. They don't rush either. They give themselves time to understand what the discomfort is trying to teach them. And when the message becomes clear, they choose movement over stagnation. Bold decisions rarely look bold in the beginning. Often they look like doubt. They look like uncertainty. They look like a woman questioning what she has always accepted. But questioning is the beginning of clarity. A smart woman is not afraid to ask herself difficult questions. Is this helping me grow? Is this respecting who I am becoming? Is this aligned with my values? Honest answers lead to brave actions. Fear plays an interesting role in growth. It shows up right before change, almost like a test. Smart women don't see fear as a signal to stop. They see it as a sign to slow down and become more aware. They move with fear, not after fear disappears. They understand that courage is not loud confidence. It is quiet commitment to take the next step despite trembling hands. There will be times when her choices don't make sense to others. Society often applauds familiarity, not transformation. But smart women understand that living for validation is exhausting. They choose peace over praise. They choose long-term fulfillment over short-term comfort. Walking away from what no longer serves you is not loss, it is preparation for something better. One powerful realization changes everything. You don't have to explain your growth to people who benefit from you staying the same. When a woman understands this, she stops over-explaining. She starts protecting her energy. Her boundaries become stronger, not harsher, clearer. And clarity is a form of kindness, both to herself and to others. Smart women also know that boldness is not a single moment. It is a daily practice. It is choosing discipline over excuses. It is choosing self-respect over self-doubt. It is choosing progress over perfection. Every small decision strengthens trust within. And when self-trust grows, fear loses its power. If today you feel like life is asking you to be braver than you feel ready to be, remember this: you don't become confident and then take bold steps. You take bold steps and confidence follows. Trust the process. Trust your inner wisdom. When intention is pure and effort is sincere, life always responds. Life has a gentle way of guiding us, but it never forces us. It places situations in front of us and quietly asks, "What will you choose?" Smart women understand that every choice, even the smallest one, shapes the direction of their life. They don't wait for a perfect moment because they know perfection is often just procrastination wearing a polite mask. From the outside, a bold woman may look confident and certain, but inside, she has walked through many moments of confusion. She has doubted herself. She has questioned her worth. The difference is that she did not let those moments define her future. She learned to sit with discomfort without letting it control her decisions. That ability to stay present even when things feel uncertain is a sign of inner maturity. Smart women don't ignore their emotions, but they also don't let emotions drive the entire journey. They observe their feelings like signals, not commands. When something repeatedly disturbs their peace, they know it is time to reflect. Growth begins when awareness turns into action. And action, even small, breaks the cycle of overthinking. Bold moves are often invisible to others. Choosing to heal instead of holding on to bitterness is a bold move. Choosing discipline over distraction is a bold move. Choosing to invest time in self-growth rather than constant approval is a bold move. These decisions don't come with applause, but they quietly transform a woman's life from the inside out. Fear has a habit of exaggerating outcomes. It shows the worst-case scenario and calls it reality. Smart women learn to question fear instead of blindly trusting it. They ask, "Is this fear protecting me, or is it limiting me?" This simple question changes everything. When fear is understood, it loses its authority. There will be moments when letting go feels harder than holding on. Habits, relationships, and identities can become familiar even when they no longer serve us. Smart women accept that growth sometimes feels like loss, but they also know that holding on to what is outdated prevents what is meant for them from entering their life. Letting go is not giving up, it is making space. A smart woman's boldness is rooted in self-respect. She knows her value is not defined by how much she tolerates. When she starts honoring her boundaries, life begins to respond differently. People treat her differently, opportunities align differently. Not because the world changed, but because she did. Consistency is where real strength lives. Smart women don't rely on motivation alone. They build habits that support their vision, even on days when they feel uncertain. Progress may feel slow, but it is steady. And steady growth always leads somewhere meaningful. If you are standing at the edge of a decision today, unsure whether to move forward or stay where you are, remember this: clarity often comes after action, not before it. Trust yourself enough to take that step. When intention is sincere and effort is honest, life always finds a way to meet you halfway. Life constantly presents us with choices, but it does not tell us which ones will change everything. Smart women learn to recognize that transformation rarely comes through dramatic moments. It comes through quiet decisions made when no one is watching. These decisions don't always feel brave at the time, but they slowly build a life of strength, clarity, and peace. A smart woman understands that growth often begins with discomfort. When something no longer aligns with her values, it creates unease. Instead of suppressing this feeling, she listens to it. Discomfort is not the enemy, it is a signal. It is life's way of saying there is something more for you, something that requires courage to reach. Boldness is often mistaken for impulsiveness, but smart women are not reckless, they are aware. They take time to reflect before they act. They don't chase every opportunity, but they don't cling to situations out of fear either. When they sense that staying is costing them their peace, they choose movement over familiarity. That choice, though quiet, is powerful. Fear has a way of keeping people stuck by convincing them that safety lies in sameness. Smart women see through this illusion. They know that real safety comes from adaptability, not from control. Life changes whether we are ready or not. Those who grow with it suffer less than those who resist it. Understanding this gives a woman the courage to step forward even when outcomes are uncertain. There are moments when choosing yourself feels selfish. Society often teaches women to prioritize everyone else first. Smart women realize that self-care is not self-centered, it is self-sustaining. When a woman is emotionally and mentally balanced, she gives more, not less. Protecting your energy is not rejection of others. It is respect for yourself. Smart women also understand the value of patience. They don't expect instant results from bold decisions. They trust the process. They know that seeds grow underground long before anything is visible on the surface. Just because others cannot see your progress does not mean it isn't happening. Faith in the unseen is a quiet form of courage. One of the greatest shifts happens when a woman stops seeking validation and starts seeking alignment. When her actions align with her values, inner conflict reduces. Life feels lighter, decisions become simpler. She may still face challenges, but she faces them with clarity rather than confusion. Bold moves do not guarantee an easy path, but they guarantee an honest one. And honesty with oneself creates inner peace. When a woman looks back, she doesn't regret the chances she took, she regrets the times she ignored her inner voice. That voice grows stronger with trust. If you are feeling uncertain today, remember this: you don't need to know the entire journey. You only need the courage to take the next right step. Trust that your wisdom will meet you along the way. When intention is pure and effort is consistent, life always unfolds in meaningful ways. So if today you're standing at a crossroads, confused, overthinking, waiting for a sign, let this be the sign. You don't need to be perfect to be bold. You just need to be honest with yourself. Because smart women don't wait for life to feel safe. They take one brave step and make life respond. Thank you.